okay to be yourself and do what you want to do creatively,
Yeah.
and all that. So artists.
Hi, I'm Noah Bombard, and I'm here with Lawrence, dance and club music artist Bylli Crayone, who's got a new album coming out this week, Presto Element of Surprise. Now, Bylli, kind of the significant thing about this album, I think, is you work with a lot of other artists on this. Talk to us a little bit about who you work with on this album.
Well, 2010 alone, I've worked with a lot of artists, everyone from Samantha Fox and Boy George to UTFO and New Shoes. The album is loaded with 80s influence and vibe. The album starts with an introduction by Spinderella of the female rap group Salt and Pepper. She builds up the hype on the album and then just goes into solid dance music all the way through.
Now, how'd you line this up with all these people? I mean, that's quite a collaboration to get a lot of other artists on your own, and especially on an indie label, because you have always produced your albums on your own label, isn't that right?
Yes, I have Unusual Records. The way it started is I'm actually really good friends with Lisa, and one morning we were talking, and she basically brainstormed the idea. She's like, go for it. I know your cell phone is loaded with celebrity numbers, which it is. So I just did a text blast one morning and see what kind of response I'd get, and wow, it was there's actually even more artists. I recorded over 40 songs for the album, and there was actually more artists involved that didn't make the album. Orange Juice Jones, Rob Bass, MC Shan. There's a lot of them.
Now, the way recording works today, was this a matter of getting in the studio with these people, or are you doing this remotely?
I don't think I was in the studio with any of them.
Yeah. So you record your side, and it goes to them, and they tell me a little bit about how that process comes together.
Okay, well, first, I'm the executive producer of the entire album.
Yeah.
And the way that it happened is, say, for example, in the early 90s, I wrote a song called London to Lawtown. And it's always been my dream, my vision, to record that with Samantha Fox. And one day, I just hit her up and I said, hey, you know what? I did this, and I was wondering if you do it. She's like, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I recorded my part. I sent her the lyrics and myself singing what she would sing. She memorized it and then put her vocals down on the track and sent it back to me. That's how that one was done.
Great. Now, the album has a lot of 80s influences on it. Mm-hmm. Now, the 80s, as I understand, were quite an influence on you. That's kind of the era that you grew up on. What is it that you think that is so significant about the 80s music era, and is it kind of getting a little bit of a resurgence now?
Yeah, it is. To me, growing up in the 80s, I used to collect 45s and 12-inch singles, cassette singles, and all these artists that I recorded with now, I used to idolize back in the day. I remember breakdancing to Lisa back in 1984, 85.
Yeah.
And here I am now, very good friends with her. And it's just weird the way the whole thing happened. But about the 80s, how a lot of it's coming back. A lot of these artists never really went away.
Yeah.
They doing this stuff more independently now. They're not with the major labels. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, is there something significant? I mean, what stands out for you from the 80s? What were your major influences?
Cyndi Lauper, without a doubt, and Boy George. Those two are the biggest impacts on my life when it comes to music, fashion, letting it be known that it's okay to be yourself and do what you want to do creatively,
Yeah.
and all that. So those are my two biggest role models and stuff.
Now, tell me just a little bit about how things are going for you otherwise with the record label. I know the last time I talked to you, I think it was several months ago, you were working with other artists and stuff. How is that going? What's the experience like? Are you finding that there's new talent out there that you're discovering?
Actually, yeah. I was actually at a party the other night, and there was a lot of local artists performed there, and one of the guys from a rap group came up to me. He's like, I approached you probably 10 years ago for you to sign me, and I'm like, I remembered him, but I didn't remember him. But when I saw his show, I was like, what? Kid got skill. But there's this one girl, her name is Loida. She was part of the charity single. I signed her over the summer, and her new single just came out last month, I think. It's called Pain, and it's R&B-ish. And then there's Show Divine, who is a rapper who is also from the charity single. I signed him over the summer, and he came out with an album called Inside His Mind. Yeah. So there's been a couple of releases off the label since back then.
Now, with your new album, are these songs all written by you? Or is it a mix?
Everything is written by me, except for I did a cover of Taylor Dayne's Prove Your Love, and it was actually, her and I talked about it, and she was excited about it, about me covering it and everything, and we've actually been talking about this for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So I finally did it, and she didn't write that, I didn't write that, some other writers wrote that, but then there's another song called Talk is Cheap, which I wrote, and Mixmaster Ice from UTFO wrote his verses and everything.
Yeah.
And everything else is written by me.
Yeah. Now, you've got to have a favorite. Is there a favorite off the album, and why?
I would have to say, crazy as it is, I would have to say it's Take Us to the Disco featuring Boy George. I would have to say that's my favorite, and the reason being is just hearing him say my name, it's mind-blowing. He's like, Bylli Crayone, take us to the disco. And it's mind-blowing to hearing Boy George say my name.
Well, it's got to be. I mean, if you're saying that a lot of these people were the folks that you grew up with that were kind of idols for you, and then to actually be working with them, for a lot of people, that's a real dream.
Yeah, it's definitely a dream. I mean, when this whole thing started, I was like, wishful thinking. I didn't think it was really going to happen. And then once all these songs started coming together and the people joining, and I mean, the first one done was with Samantha Fox.
Yeah.
And when that was done, I was like, wow, it's happening, you know? And through word of mouth, I mean, one day, I had everything, the album was done, track listing was done, and then one day out of nowhere, Tiffany hits up my Facebook wall. She's like, hey, I want to be part of this album. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So I messaged her back, and she was the last song I recorded, a song called It's Okay Boy. It's the last song we recorded, but actually became the first single off the album, which came out December 7th.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing is mind-blowing. I mean...
Well, and you have a reputation, I think, locally for just having these incredible connections with the music world and knowing a lot of people. Certainly this album is a showcase of that. Now, one of your connections is leading to a single that's coming out, I believe, this next summer. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, the brainstorm of the whole album, Lisa, we've been talking for about a year now about getting this done. She's going to be part of the album, but because of schedule conflicts, you know, she's working on another album. She got her own kids. She does voiceover. She's like very, very busy, crazy schedules. But she told me that, you know, this year we're going to work on it. We'll have a single out this summer, and it's called Music Is My Life. And it's kind of a take on that. Everybody dance now. Music is my life. But anyways. Yeah, but Lisa, that's my girl right there.
All right. So where can people find the new album that's out?
The new album is called Presto, Element of Surprise, and it's available everywhere from iTunes and Amazon to CD Baby, CD Connection, Newbury Comics, wherever music is sold.
Great. All right. Well, we'll look forward to hearing it and hope you have good success with that, and look forward to that single coming out. Again, it's Bylli Crayone and his new album, Presto, Element of Surprise, which is out this week. You can find it, like he said, at all those places.
In my lifetime, I've been hurt time and time again. I need release from this pain in this heart of mine. It's been burned by love and by so-called friends. I cannot take it. I need a break from it all. I do not want you. I must escape from it all. If you cannot understand me, let me break it down for you. I don't want you. I don't want you in my life. I must move on. I must do for me this time. I don't want you. I don't want you in my life. I must move on. I must do what I feel is right. For sincerity, no apology. Right now, I need to focus on me. Right now, I need to depend on me. Right now, it's all about me. I don't want you, want you, want you, want you. I don't want you, want you, want you. someone to rescue me. And been let down time and time again. Pen to paper as I write, it's my therapy. Heal the heart and hope that I can love again. I cannot take it, I need a break from it all. I do not want you, I must escape from it all. If you cannot understand me, let me break it down for you. I don't want you, I don't want you in my life. I must move on, I must do for me this time. I don't want you, I don't want you in my life. I must move on, I must do what I feel is right. Oh, sincerity, no apology. Right now, I need to focus on me. Right now, I need to depend on me. Right now, it's all about me. I don't want you, want you, want you, want you. I don't want you, want you, want I don't want you, want you, want you, want you, want you, want you, want you. I don't want you, want you, want you, want you, want you, want you.
Have arrived. The new album, Toy Friend. And right now we are going to unbox and get a first look at these records. Really excited to share this with you guys. Ooh, check that out. How beautiful is that? Vibrant color, obi strip, made in Japan, hype sticker, orange colored vinyl, and there's a free poster inside. And includes collaborations with 80s artists Tiffany and Boy George. And let's get a quick opening and see how these things look. Well, first it comes with a poster inside, as I mentioned. Oh, this reminds me of the days of Madonna's True Blue. Check that out. Remember when Madonna's True Blue album came with the poster inside? And then the vinyl itself. Look at that. Neon orange. How crazy is that? Limited edition. Only 100 copies are available. You can get yours at crayonemusic.com. I suggest jumping on it as soon as possible, only because of the featured artists on this album. I have a feeling people are going to be buying multiple copies, which some people already have, which means they're either hardcore collectors or they're resellers. So you may want to jump on this. Limited edition, 100 copies. And with your vinyl purchase, you'll get a free autographed 8x10 photo. So thanks for your support. Toy Friend the album, crayonemusic.com.
Let the record spin, feel the beat, hear that sound. Let the record spin, let the record go round. Let the record spin, feel the beat, hear that sound. Let the record spin, let the record go round. Let the record spin, feel the beat, hear that sound. Let the record spin, let the record go round. Let the record spin, feel the beat, hear that sound. Prove your love, just that prove your love. If you want to be with me tonight, show your stuff, 'cause once not enough. I wanna hear your body talk to me. If you want should I believe? You promise so much, but talk is cheap. You're telling me that you're serious, but I gotta know for sure. You say how much you want me, but I've heard it all before. Prove your love, just that prove your love. If you want to be with me tonight, show your stuff, just once not enough. I wanna hear your body. Let the record spin, let the record go round. Let the record spin, feel the beat. If you want to, let the record spin, let the record go round. Let the record spin, feel the beat, hear that sound. Prove your love, just that prove your love. If you want to be with me tonight, show your stuff, just once not enough. I wanna hear your body, talking to one. Let the record spin, let the record go round. Let the record spin, feel the beat. If you want to, let the record spin, let the record go round. Let the record spin, feel the beat, hear that sound. Boy, I can feel love's on the rise. A message revealed, in your eyes. You know I can't wait to know your passion. It's not too late, so take some action. Can you say when you're through, I'll know what love is all about? Well, baby, I've been patient and I'm ready to find out. Prove your love, just that prove your love.